always the same. Iraq, 9/11.
Do you army care about the children in Iraq? Do they come back to
Russia,
help?
Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait,
Oh
Saudi.
my God, Iraq is amazing.
China, Syria, Iraq, Iran, the US.
Baby are invading Iraq without any instruction at all.
But in the Iran-Iraq war, you sold guns to both sides.
Iraq, striking
For our country in Iraq.
20 years, Iraq will be a hellhole nobody cares about.
And Iraq, possibly Syria.
Roasted alive before reaching Iraq.
He's asking, why were we there? Yeah, the answer is always the same. Iraq, 9/11, Osama bin Laden. What does it all come back to?
Do they care, buddy?
Does who care?
Do you army care about the children in Iraq? Do they come back to help?
No, they're not coming.
Afghanistan. Russia, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Israel, Egypt.
No. I was married to her.
Oh my God, Iraq is amazing.
Oh, we're shooting in Iran.
Iran with an M.
The guns, the bullets, the tanks, they all come from somewhere else too. China, Syria, Iraq, Iran, the US.
This place is like 31.
Weird that you can do something as complicated and important as growing a baby or invading Iraq without any instruction at all. Keep thinking all the alcohol I've drunk over the years will give the baby
I don't take sides. But in the Iran-Iraq war, you sold guns to both sides.
Did you ever consider that I wanted both sides to lose?
Territories are fairly stable at the moment, but as we learned in Iraq, striking your enemy is a whole hell of a lot easier if they're fighting each other.
This belongs to a retired Army vet who fought for our country in Iraq and lost his sight as a result of a grenade splinter.
Doesn't that count for something?
In 20 years, Iraq will be a hellhole nobody cares about. Terrorism's a short-term threat. The real...
Who's behind this? Libya, Iran, Iraq, possibly Syria.
Ask a question, get an atlas.
All I know is that we...
Last year, 40 men perished, roasted alive before reaching Iraq. The fortunate few cross Allah's
Don't even think that name. Oh, look on the hopeful side. Iran Gate, Iraq Gate. Good chance it won't even come out.
The real sufferer, Roy. You had shingles. He was traumatized when his best friend was killed in Iraq. He was a journalist. Just horrible.
Didn't he get his head cut off? Like an officer?
Not quite.
So where was you posted? Iraq or something?
Sorry, Eggsy. Classified.
Those who've traveled back and forth to Syria in the past year, as we've seen before in Iraq and Afghanistan, of rising concern is...
He's Iraqi. Well, he looks black. He's dark-skinned, sir, but he's Iraqi. His name's Saddam Kahum. Saddam. His name's Saddam.
I'm not sure time is something we got in great supply. This isn't Iraq yet. It's more complicated than that. Boss, most of Washington might disagree. I'm just...
them so fast we got caught in one of those pockets of resistance. Iraqi ground troops on the ridge above kept them completely pinned down.
Did any of you discuss surrendering?
Fuck that. I was never in Iraq.
Good for you. The shit they spread around there you wouldn't believe. Swear to God, I've got these Iraqi eyeballs.
Organized by anti-occupation Shiites. The disturbing development in Basra in Iraq South, the Iranian consulate was attacked, raising new security.
Marin. Well, I had notion he was over in Iraq. I think I read that he was working on a dig near Nineveh. Yeah, you're right.
4 years later, he ships out for good. Iraq, Afghanistan, the Balkans, you name it. Served with distinction. So,
you know, I used to see guys like Matt in Iraq. Gotta be careful around these people. CIA's not...
To make me see the world the way you Americans see the world? Can a pill help me understand Iraq or Darfur or even New Orleans?
Don't be drawn in by his madness.
This ain't no dealing with these people.
Man, we should have cut those ties years ago after Iraq. I guess it's not so clean when you got a kid in the mix.
I'll call.
Private Jack Simon served 2 tours in Iraq. Honorably discharged after your entire unit was blindsided by a group of insurgents.
Around me again.
It's warm there.
Yeah, I'd rather be in Iraq. Iraq's warm. Now, I'll tell you what, I go.
What do you see?
Iraq, Kurdistan,
Syria, before and after. Sudan. Busy boy.
Yeah, but after all that, they put him in charge of teams, and I'm really working on myself, man. And oh, you know, my dad, he died in Iraq. Any sad spiel, and they'll just say it over and over and over again.
And let me point out something. Pacifism is not, look at our current situation with that camel fucker in Iraq. Pacifism is not something to hide behind.
They're like the oppressed Palestinian people or the Iraqi citizens under occupation in their own homeland that they...
Part of the same infrared thermal imaging stuff they're using in Iraq.
Hello, this is 877.
We triangulate from...
You will not ever know the identity of undercover people. Unfortunately, this shithole has more fucking leaks than the Iraqi Navy.
Fuck yourself.
I'm tired from fucking your wife.
How helped me a lot, sir.
Rangers, huh? Shock and awe? Iraqi freedom?
No, sir, just missed it. Did most of my tour in Korea and the DMZ.
United States. Well, I mean, you can't exactly blame them for not following us down that rabbit's hole in Iraq with the whole Bush.
Please, let's not get into that.
Honey, Afghanistan?
Iraq. I took life from my own.
My son enlisted anyway, and 6 months later he was dead in Iraq. Right? I talked to my son.
You mean like awareness of how many civilians we've killed since the invasion in Iraq started?
Shut up! Shut up! Different things.
Anybody even looks at you funny, we're dead. Pretty much the bottom line is if you're in Iraq, you're dead. How's a fucking tank supposed to stop that?
You shut the fuck up, Owen, please.
I'd be useless to you. I never thought this Iraq psycho would go nuts on you guys. Look, I never gave you up, ever.
You call it. No, don't hurt anybody. Just pin a medal to my body like with those lads going home from Iraq.
Fuck you again, Sergeant.
Thanks for...
And Sweden, Gustavus.
What again, Charlie? The king of Iraq?
Iraq. Oh, well...
Turn it off. Turn it.
I'll text you when I'm at the gate. I love you both.
Where you headed?
Iraq. First door? Yes.
Bury our heads in the sand. The sands of Saudi Arabia, the sands of Iraq.
Saw shit like this in Iraq.
Door is on the right.
Stand clear.
Roger that. Roger that.
Come on.
In Iraq, we had Blackhawks to get us out of shit like this.
Yeah, well, here we got nothing. And no one.
But Iraq hasn't qualified a shooter in 3 games.
Well, that's because Mustafa's not Iraqi. Eastern Syria.
What the fuck do you know, man? You didn't even know we invaded Egypt. Iraq, same fucking thing. Goddamn right I didn't. I didn't even fucking know where.
Por nuestro querido José, que Dios Padre Celestial nos lo proteja en Irak y que nos lo traiga de regreso sano y salvo.